It's the Friday walkthrough, Iowa State edition. Welcome, everyone, to West Virginia team headquarters here in Des Moines, Iowa. Jed Drenning alongside Coach Dwight Wallace. And, Coach, there's an old adage in football that suggests if you have two quarterbacks, you might not have any. Well, that notion has kind of gone up in smoke with this year's Iowa State offense. The Cyclones, to great effect, have used a two-quarterback rotation. Junior college transfer in Jacob Park, really hot hand over the last 4 games, 66% thrower, 8 touchdowns against just 2 interceptions. And last week, junior Joel Lanning ran the football for 171 yards and 5 touchdowns. Talk a little bit about the potential problems those two might present for Tony Gibson's West Virginia defense.
Well, I'm not one of the naysayers that thinks two quarterbacks doesn't work, because I think it does. I've had it be very successful with me. If you look at them statistically, they match up really well with what Skyler Howard's done. If you add them together in terms of number of touchdowns, in terms of percentages, in terms of yards, so they're not far off. And I do think the big challenge there is the coach making the sale to the football team. I think once the coaches accept it and the players accept it, then pretty soon the fans will eventually accept it, because I know it's the fans and the media that make it tough when it comes to two quarterbacks. But these guys have done great. One's not quite the runner, the other is, but they both can throw it, they both can do it all, and they can take charge.
And on the defensive side of the football, talk about buying in. That Iowa State defense starting to come around late in the year here. It's paced by a very veteran secondary. And on that back end, they feature a number of players with potential all Big 12 potential in them. One of those guys, Kamari Cotton-Moya, last week's co-Big 12 Defensive Player of the Week. Talk about what West Virginia might need to do offensively. Run the football maybe to offset some of those strengths in that Iowa State secondary?
Well, I think Dana's canned answer is we'll have to see when the game starts what they're going to do. But the fact that we're balanced, I think that gives us a tremendous advantage. And the idea that if they want to pressure and man up, which is what they've had most of their success with recently, I would expect us to see a lot of man, which means we've really got to do a good job in route running. We've got to do a great job in protection, and our quarterbacks have to be accurate, because we're going to throw it into some tight windows.
It's West Virginia and it's Iowa State, two teams with a lot left to play for, Coach. Iowa State tried to seize on that momentum late in the year and finish their season with a 3rd straight win. West Virginia, meanwhile, still has earmarked, and its target is a 10-win regular season, which will be its first since 2007. Be sure to join us tomorrow from Jack Trice Stadium in Ames. It starts at noon Eastern with the Go Mart Mountaineer Tailgate Show, followed by kickoff at 3:30.